Hi guys, it's been so long. That may have been my fault that it's been so long, but I hope you guys been well. I've been okay. I think it's because of the lunar eclipse, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde that I feel like I've been having like a really big intensive reflection period and my emotions have been going like, you know? But I hope you guys been well. And if you guys are not, fear not, I have this video dedicated to you. Majority of you guys are from the US if I look at like my demographics, but not everyone is. For those of you guys who are not in the US, there's a lot of stuff going on politically. I'm sure you guys know, but these times have been scary for lack of a better word. Also, along with all the planetary stuff and just like my overall mental health, I just feel like I've been so like down. I don't even know if I would say I've been sad. I think it's more of like I feel so drained lately. And so if anyone else is feeling like that, don't worry, you're not alone. You're not crazy. I'm here with you. And I feel like I've talked about this in a lot of my other videos where it's like a lot of your happiness can genuinely come from your environment changing for you, but most of the times it's just out of your control. So it all comes down to work with what you got, which is like, honestly, I wish I could change anything for you guys to make you guys happy, but we really got to work with ourselves. And something that we do have is our mind. A lot of you guys have recommended me for like self-help book recommendations, and that is coming soon, I swear. But for the sake of this video, I will be using this book, Don't Believe Everything You Think. And the gist of this book is basically saying, like, you're sad because you're thinking it. Okay, like there are more nuances than that. But if I simply put it into one sentence, it would just be stop thinking and you will be less sad. There's a summary at the end. And basically the summary is thinking is the root cause of all suffering. Word for word, that is what it says. There is no other answer to why we feel negative emotions other than that it is from our own thinking. Everything can be traced back to our thinking, which makes problem solving very simple. Once we realize that our thinking is causing how we feel, we can let go of it and return to our natural state of peace, love, and joy. When we let go of our thinking, it creates space for us to allow all positive emotions we want to feel surface from within us. We don't live in reality, we live in a perception of reality, which is created by our own thinking. Thinking is not an effect of our experiences, but the cause of it. And like, I go online and this book has like horrendous reviews because they're like, oh, if only if it was that simple, you know? And I feel like those people kind of miss the point of the book. Like, yes, like if only it was that simple, but the book kind of acknowledges that. But what I really appreciated was the thought experiments it had. The thought experiment that genuinely made me feel like this book was good and not like, what if only it was that simple, was this part that was like, recall a time when you felt the most joy and love you've ever felt in your life and feel the feeling you felt as much as you can for at least 30 seconds. Pause the video and come back after 30 seconds. What thoughts were going through your mind at the peak moment when you felt the most joy and love? Come back after another 30 seconds. Many people who answer this realize that they had no thoughts during the exact moment. For others, they say the thought was that they were so grateful or happy. For those who answer that they had the thought that they were grateful, did you feel that joy and love before or after you had that thought? What's surprising is that most people didn't have any or many thoughts going through their mind when they felt the happiest and the most amount of love in their lives. Those who had thought that they were grateful felt that way before having the thought. This brings us to another truth. You do not have to have thoughts or think to feel positive emotions. That thought experiment really got to me. I was like, okay, let me think about like the happiest moment of my life. It was mostly like graduation for me, or like any of my birthdays, or whenever I meet my friends. And I'm like, what was I thinking at those times? I think I was just happy that I was graduating, but I didn't really have any thoughts. And I think I was happy I was graduating before I even walked up on stage to graduate. It was like, in that moment, I'm not thinking of anything when you're happy. So essentially this book just teaches you to like, whenever you have a negative thought, you just empty your brain. But that's not what I'm here to tell you about. Like, if you want the lessons of this book, you can get this book, or I can just make a whole video about this. But I wanted to elaborate on top of this that thinking is suffering. And in times like this, where there's so much going on in the world that is overwhelming and scary, all I can do is just think and spiral. But obviously that's not going to do anything. I'm not a world leader. You're most likely not a world leader. We honestly, as civilians, don't have that much power, like individually, right? Collectively, yes. Individually, there's not much we can do. Yet we continue to spiral and doom scroll, consume so much information about what's happening. We just feel so hopeless and lethargic and feel like life is going to end soon. And that's why I'm here to tell you that it's time for you to stop thinking so large. I don't even know which self-help book I got this from, and it was saying that like most of your anxieties come from thinking too large. You're planning too ahead in the future that you feel anxieties because you're like scared. It's the future. You don't know what's gonna happen, right? And yes, if you are like me and you love to plan things ahead of time, have plan A, B, C, D, you know, it's hard to not think that far into the future, but it is the root of all your suffering, trust me. I've been trying to be more grateful for everything in my life lately. I've been gratitude journaling more. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared to show you inside and you guys can pause and read everything because I'm embarrassed of a lot of things, right? I think I don't know. I'm grateful for the nuances in life, and I feel like that's genuinely where a lot of my happiness comes from. Like, yes, I feel miserable when I'm doom scrolling and talking about the state of everything in the world, and I'm just overwhelmed thinking about my future, what I have to do now, and plan B for when my plan A fails, and then plan C for when my plan B fails, and it just keeps going. I just keep spiraling, and I'm like, what do I do about my parents? What do I do about my friends, my siblings? I'm worried for everyone. I'm worried for myself. It's just so overwhelming. I don't know if this is just me or like a normal bilingual thing. Whenever I need a reality check, I go with my Korean name. I don't know. I'm just like, Talana, like come back to reality. Like this is not your reality because you're thinking too big. You're thinking too far in advance. Let's take this one by one. Side note, I used to hate when people were like, take things day at a time. Like I can't because I don't know when shit's gonna crumble, you know? But like I do understand the beauty in just taking things day by day and like small things by small. And really, whenever you feel overwhelmed by the burden of life, you need to shrink your thinking. I always encourage like expand your thinking, but it's also time to close in your thinking. And you need to also realize that there's more to life than everything that's on the news or your future, your career, blah 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 blah. Once you go down to the nitty-gritty smallest things in life, there's always something to be grateful for. I always felt like it was hard for me to find gratitude because, you know, my living situation wasn't the best. Like growing up, my parents didn't really get along. We had to live with their family friend because we couldn't afford rent. And a lot of this shit was just going on in life, right? And it's hard to be grateful because I'm like, what do I have to be grateful for? I don't even have a house. I don't even have a place that I can call me and my family's. But when you really go down to the nitty-gritty things of it, you will have appreciation in almost anything. And I mean anything, genuinely. Like today, I went out with my friend. We got this amazing matcha latte, okay? I didn't think a banana matcha would be good, but it's so good. And I just felt so appreciative of like, oh my god, like this silly drink is like so good. I'm like, who invented? Who would have thought banana and matcha? And like, thank you to the barista who made this for me. Like, it is delicious. They put their entire soul into this drink, and I was like, thank you so much. And just hanging out with my friend, having someone I can talk to about all my anxieties without any judgment, and like being able to laugh with her. Like, I just felt so grateful. And I, you know, took a picture of my little matcha drink, and I was like, oh, like, it's so good. I want to share with people. And I wanted to like keep like a memory of like me and my friend hanging out, because when we hang out, we're like, well, when's the last time we hung out? And we like scroll through our camera roll and we're like, oh yeah, we got this amazing like Mexican food. We got matcha, and that's just how we keep memories. And like I was happy about that, right? About me. And the spot that we went to actually recently went viral on TikTok. So it was packing in there, right? And I don't know why, I just felt so happy seeing a bunch of people order that drink. And they were all like, oh my god, this is so good. And I kept pointing it out to my friend. I'm like, oh my god, they're ordering the same drink. They're ordering the same drink. And I don't know, I just felt so connected in that moment that, you know, like something goes viral online and we all rush to the same place to get it. And we're all trying it as a collective and we're all liking it as a collective. And what warmed my heart even more was when I saw people like take pictures of the drink. Like they'll take pictures in front of the sign or outside the store. And I thought it was just so cute because people were like holding their cups up with their friends. And I was just like, wow, like, isn't it so silly? Like, humans are so silly. Like, we invented this, like, I'm filming on my phone, by the way. We invented this device that can go search wide on the internet for anything, has all of the knowledge in our hands. It's able to like call, like, that's crazy to me. I don't even know. Like, they shout out to the person who invented cell phones and telephones. It's so interesting that we as humans progressed to be able to do all these cool things, and like, we have this insane device, right? And we're using it to take pictures of our matcha drinks. And I thought that was so silly, and it's so cute because we taking the photos to like brag about it online, or like tell people that it's so good and that they need to try it, or we're just taking pictures for memories. And I just thought it was cute. And it's so silly. It's just a silly thing that we do as humans. A lot of other things you can be grateful for is lately, I don't know if it's because I shaved my leg. I haven't been like consistently shaving my leg, but I freshly shaved my leg, and the way that my bed sheets feel against my leg at night, I don't know, it just feels so silky smooth. I don't even have silk bed sheets. I think it's honestly just polyester. No, I don't even know if it's polyester. It's like cheap cotton. And I bought this off Amazon like 5 years ago, and I use the same thing. Like, it is tattered, right? It is dirty, it's tattered. But the way it just feels so nice up against my legs, I'm just like, wow, like, this is the life. I'm like, this is the life of kings. Another thing that's been making me super happy is the fact that I've been going to a bunch of exercise classes. This is not sponsored, by the way, but my friend put me on ClassPass, and they have like the best trial period. If you get a referral code from anybody, if you want one, I'll send you one. You get like 40 extra credits, and you can take so many free classes. And that got me into like trying new places and going to harder studios, because I just go to like a regular schmegular like old Pilates studio, which is more for like rehab purposes, I feel like, because my class has a lot of like older ladies or ladies with like mobility issues, and I've been trying to like fix my knee because I think I have really bad joints. But I've been doing Pilates for a year, and I feel like my joints have gotten better, so I was like, okay, like I'll try new classes and see how I feel about them. What's been making me so happy is going to these classes and seeing women like doing the most insane moves ever with their bodies. I talked about it on my stream, but there's this thing called Legree. So it is its own exercise, but in a way where I can dumb it down for you, it'll be harder Pilates. I kid you not, everyone in this class was buff as fuck. They were the strongest, most built women I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, girls, what are we training for? Like, you are so strong. And something about that makes me so happy. I think that one though, it might not be as relatable to everyone, or maybe you can like spin that into your own narrative. But as a woman who's been told that like women and girls are like so frail and fragile and yada yada yada, I was like, wow. And something about watching these women work so fucking hard to get their dream bodies, or just to build strength, or to do like incredible things with their bodies, I was so motivated, and I felt so grateful that my body is healthy despite my bad joints. I was like, I'm so happy I'm able to take these classes with these strong women, and I hope I can be as strong as them soon. And like, we're so capable of doing anything that we want. Even in my regular schmegular Pilates class, I be struggling sometimes, and like older women, like in their like 60s, 70s, and sometimes I don't even know if there's anyone in their 80s. Very older women, like grandmas, they are doing the absolute most at these Pilates studios, and I'm like, you are so strong. Like, I aspire to be like you. Like, something about seeing that too just makes me so heartwarmed. I'm just like, we as humans, we're so strong. Like, our bodies are so healthy and so strong. We can do the most incredible things, and I'm so happy and grateful that my body can do these things too. And if you have any like mobility issues, or like strength issues, or health issues, I do recommend you try like, maybe not Pilates to start off with, try yoga, or there might be other like PT related exercises that I recommend. And I'm just telling you, your body can do amazing things. And if you are able-bodied, like, please do not take that for granted. I said this before in one of my videos, I don't even know which one, but when you're able-bodied and healthy, you will have all these dreams and aspirations, but when you're sick, your entire dream is just to get better. Your entire aspiration and hope in life is just to get better. So do not take your body for granted. Work out, stay strong. The serotonin will make you happy, right? And if that doesn't make you happy, watching other people do amazing things with their body will make you happy. It makes you feel so silly. Like, back in the day, I guess, like hunter-gatherer, like we were forced to do physical exercises because we needed to survive. And now we have the privilege of not doing them, and privilege of doing them. Like, we used to lift heavy things not by choice, and now we're purposely torturing our bodies, tearing our muscles to get muscular. When you stop looking so big and you go a little smaller, I think that a lot of human behavior is silly. And obviously, like, I look big and I think everything is silly. Like, why are we doing this to other people, right? Like, why are we oppressing other people? And it does break my heart thinking about that, where it's like, why is there so much hate in this world? But at the same time, I look at those like groups of friends who go to this matcha place and take pictures of their drinks. I'm just like, there's so much love in this world too, like genuinely. I also went to Sprouts after my Pilates class, I think like a week ago, and I had, okay, if you go to Sprouts, get their vegan chocolate chip cookies. Those are the best cookies ever. I saw like an older grandpa and he bought a bouquet and I just thought it was cute. Like, we as humans, we're so silly. Like, we look at pretty flower, we're like, oh, that makes me happy. And I don't know if he bought it for himself or bought it for his wife or his husband or children or anybody, right? Neighbor. The fact that he bought something pretty for somebody, I just shows that there's love in this world. And I know my last upload was the Valentine's video. Like, even going to Trader Joe's and seeing all these men buy bouquets for their Valentines, I was like, there is so much love in this world. And you know, everyday life, there's so much love. You can't like give up on humanity and be pessimistic and apathetic about everyone in this world just because you look at the news and see that much hate online. I'm telling you all this, you know, look small. If you have negative thoughts, just stop thinking according to this guy, you know? But don't be ignorant. I think is what I want to leave you guys off with. Yes, if the news is making you depressed, please consume it less or consume it more mindfully. But please do not be ignorant to what is happening in the world. And don't forget that we are all people. We do silly things together. I'm sorry, I'm like tearing up a little. I don't even know why. I think it's just because it's been so emotional lately, and to be able to like speak about everything and all the things that I'm grateful for and like seeing the beauties of humans, you know, like it's making me tear up a little. But don't forget that we are all humans at the end of the day, and we all like to take pictures of our food, you know, looking if they look good. We like to take pictures of our matchas with their friends. We like to meet up for coffee and gossip with our friends. Like, we pick up weights and put them back down for the purpose of wellness together. At the end of the day, we're all human. We need to be here for each other. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, take care of your neighbors, take care of anyone who is human. Don't be apathetic. Keep your eyes on the news, okay? Think small when you need to, but look at the larger picture. And spread love and kindness. I feel so cheesy saying that. I used to not be like this type of person. But as I grow up and my frontal lobe develops, like, spread love and kindness, and, you know, we're gonna be okay. Okay? Bye. I'll see you next time.